How did we get here? This was supposed to be simple. Certain teams were locks.
The best team in Canada.
Massive expectations.
Others were rebuilding.
You wonder how they're that bad.
And they're getting older.
Cup contenders had a script.
This could be a dynasty in the making.
Everyone else had a timeline.
There's that up to face.
This thing's going to blow up. I think things going to keep going south.
6 months ago, we thought we knew how this might end. Predictions were spoken like facts.
They're going to make the playoffs.
But if history has taught us anything, it's that we know nothing.
Well, it's not making the playoffs. 0.0%.
Stanley Cup playoffs. Here comes Silver.
Longest playoff drought snaps.
You ain't been around.
Pittsburgh is not competitive.
Pittsburgh Penguins are going to the playoffs. They're going to be one of the worst teams in the league.
Tampa is on a tear.
Somewhere between then and now, scripts flipped and tables turned.
What a super weird year hockey is having.
This season didn't unfold. It erupted.
Putting on a show.
Young players didn't develop. They defied expectations.
It's generational.
This kid is just getting started.
Rivalries became heated. And with the world watching, we were reminded what this game is like when they have something to play for. Now, they have everything to play for.
The greatest trophy in professional sports.
We're back where we started. A fresh sheet and a clean slate.
It's all even.
But the landscape looks different.
I don't think anybody expected this to be a playoff team.
The conversation has changed.
The Anaheim Ducks.
The Boston Bruins. The Utah Mammoth.
But that doesn't change the conversation.
Legit Stanley Cup contenders.
For the next 2 months, uncertainty is the only sure thing.
What you do during the year doesn't matter.
The improbable has just happened.
Who cares how we got here?
16 different starting points.
We've arrived.
The most wonderful time of the year.
Unbelievable. As good as it gets.
The Stanley Cup playoffs are on TNT. And you ain't seen nothing yet.
Conquer your tough pain with Liquid Fast Relief. Advil Liquid Gel.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. Welcome inside the Twitch TV studio, and we are live from Florida as the Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning get set to take each other on here for a Game 5 situation. A year ago today, in this building, the Florida Panthers beat the Boston Bruins to proceed to the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Now, they have the Tampa Bay Lightning, who have them in a chokehold. 3-1. The Bolts lead it. As fans are starting to get loud here in Amerant Bank Arena, I'm going to bring in my friend Bob Sutherland, who is getting down between the benches. Bob, what's the vibe down there in Florida?
Well, I'll tell you right now, Colin, this building's rocking. They know that they have something to play for tonight. It's going to be a good game. I think Florida's going to come out. I think they're going to battle hard. I think you're going to see that Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers come back. There's just that vibe in the arena that something is going to happen tonight.
Well, that is great news for the Panther fans. On the other side, for the Tampa Bay Lightning fans, that's a tough look to have Florida come out as Stanley Cup champions in a must-win game, I would say, for the Tampa Bay Lightning. As our pregame picks are brought to you by Capital One. What's in your wallet? And Bob, before those Panthers jump out on the ice, what do you think the final score of tonight's contest is going to be?
Well, I think the Panthers are winning this game. I do. I think the Panthers are winning. I think it might be tight. This series has got a lot more physical and tight down the stretch. I'm going to say 3-2, possibly in overtime. But I think Panthers force a Game 6.
So the Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Well, this story has been written many times in the postseason. The Tampa Bay Lightning now have a 3-1 series lead, and they have an opportunity, as John Cooper said, to end the Panthers' run. And the one thing that the Tampa Bay Lightning would love to do is end their counterpartner's run. The Tampa Bay Lightning will walk into enemy territory here tonight, try to win a series, and that is probably the toughest part of this sport. The 3 keys to victory. Those are brought to you by Discover, the official credit card of the National Hockey League. The 3 keys to victory for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Get that top line going. Point, Kucherov, get them buzzing. It'll make life a lot easier for everyone else in the lineup. The second key to victory for the Tampa Bay Lightning would be to get those defense pinching on the right times. Make the defense active, because Florida's D are going to be active tonight. And then the third key to victory is stay in the moment. Stay in the moment for the Tampa Bay Lightning, excuse me. You have the Florida Panthers on the brink of elimination, and you have the opportunity, if you play a solid 60 minutes, to end this in regulation. The Panthers are going to come hard, but stay in the moment. It's just another hockey game, and try to move to that second round. Bob, what are the 3 keys to victory for the Florida Panthers here tonight?
Well, Colin, it's pretty simple. Backs against the wall, must-win game. Can't think about it that way. You gotta think about it as in, just kind of like what you said. It's another hockey game. You live to fight another day, and Paul Maurice is gonna mention these 3 to his Florida Panthers. It's gonna be get the puck into the corners, get the puck in the dirty areas where the Tampa Bay Lightning do not want it. Keep the play in the Tampa Bay zone and clear rebounds. Do not take penalties. Don't take those penalties, because that Tampa Bay Lightning power play that's clicking now and looking good will bury here tonight as one of those games. And that's the 3 keys to victory for the Florida Panthers.
Well, we're getting set here as it's game 4. It's game 5 between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Florida Panthers. It's going to be a good one. For myself and Bob, we will see you down at ringside, where the Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning are just about ready to hit the ice. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Amer Bank Arena here in Sunrise, Florida. The Tampa Bay Lightning have the chance to eliminate the defending Stanley Cup champions on home ice as they come in as the road team. Game 5 underway here in Florida. Starting goaltenders tonight, brought to you by Tim Hortons. Always fresh, always Tim Hortons. And that will be an early icing for the Panthers. Andrei Vasilevsky and Sergei Bobrovsky are the starting 2 netminders for you here tonight.
Good hit here by Ekblad early in the game. Get that out of the way. Tampa's, like I mentioned in the pregame show, Florida's got to get the puck down in the corners. Tampa does a good job by getting it down to Florida's end early.
Gotta love the Battle of Florida. Almost like the Battle of Alberta. There's an early shot. It rang off the iron. beating Bobrovsky. It's not going to count as a shot on net, though, as it did hit the post. We'll have to take another look. Here's Kucherov coming in again for the Lightning. Slide-in shot on Bobrovsky. Still awaiting our first shot of the game. We might get it here by Braden Point. Blocked there by Reinhart. Forsling plays up over to Barkov. Barkov is in. A shot. There it is. Saved there by Vasilevsky. As the first official shot of this game is brought to you by the official credit card of the NHL, Discover. Right, Bennett, wins the draw back to Mikkola, who sends it down low and quickly turned back over here by the Lightning, who have a little jump in their step here in the first period. Pelly coming to Florida, and a great save there by Bobrovsky. As we get a touch-up play, it's going to be a charge for Seth Jones.
Well, he's coming back on the back check. I'm not quite sure. Not quite sure where the charge is there for Seth Jones, but Tampa power play, we told Florida to stay out of the box. Tampa's 2 for 3 on the power play. Here we go.
Game 5, Tampa to the power play. Victor Hedman with a shot, saved there by Bobrovsky. Tampa power play is brought to you by the NHLShop.com. Here's Paul with a shot. Good save there by Bobrovsky. 2 shots on the power play early for Tampa, as Kulikov will send it out. Crowd getting loud here in Florida. Big hit there by Kulikov, and Forsling will send it down the ice. Hagel. Big hit there on Hagel. He plays up over to Bjorkstrand. Poked away there by Kulikov, but Bjorkstrand still gets a shot and scores! An errant rebound, and Oliver Bjorkstrand has opened up the scoring here in Game 5.
That's a power play goal. And this is a rebound for Bobrovsky that you just can't put there. A brain fire for Bobrovsky, and then doesn't cover the post. Tampa gets beat to the puck by Bjorkstrand, who notices the bad rebound, and there's John Cooper's reaction, and his team in a must-win game up on nothing.
So the Panthers give up the first goal of this hockey game in a must-win game, and now they're going right back to the penalty box as Tampa will get another power play that's 1 for 1 tonight.
I'm just not sure what the game plan is here for Paul Maurice and his team. Why are we taking penalties like this? There's no need to take these kinds of penalties. Now you're down by 1. And you're heading back to the penalty box. This is a disaster start right now for the Florida Panthers.
Well, Tampa wins the draw. Here's Braden Point. Good glove save, Sergei Bobrovsky.
Just all of this is not needed. That's my thing. This is not needed right now from the Florida Panthers.
Here's another shot, saved by Bobrovsky again, and he will hold on and get another whistle for the Florida Panthers as Braden Point lining up for the face-off against Listerainen. Point wins another one. It's back. A shot, this time blocked by Bennett. Swatted over to Listerainen, and he will dump it in for the Panthers. Disaster start for a Game 5 here for Florida. Seth Jones plays over to Listerainen, and that's chipped off the glass and down the ice. Minute 20 to go here in the second power play. In period number 1, nice move by Braden Point. Poked away that by Ekblad out of the zone for the Panthers. Gensel back across. Here's Point. Shot blocked there by Jones. Gensel on the rebound out of front to Cooch. Save there. Jump swatted to the side, and Bennett with the block.
A little bit better penalty kill for the Panthers. A little bit more active.
As there's Jones sending it down the ice, and it's Hagel who will play it up over to Perry. Turned aside there by Ekblad. Good hit there by Corey Perry. Ekblad still got it and sent it down the ice for the Panthers. Hagel goes back with Samoskevich pressing him. And now Bjorkstrand plays up over to Perry, who has the puck, fires a shot. Saved there by Bobrovsky. Ekblad almost had to pull it off the line. Here's Paul, plays it back, a shot saved there by Bobrovsky again. Big hit down low. Bobrovsky will hold on and get the whistle here for Florida. Face off one there by the Lightning, saved by Bobrovsky. Power play has expired, so the Panthers kill off the power play, but are still stuck with Tampa in their zone. A pass, Bjorkstrand to the point, good save, Bobrovsky.
Really good right pad save. Smart play there by Mikkola. Smack it off the wall, but just enough to get out of the blue line.
Here comes Paul, chipping it back, and Barkov is on it. Shots are 13-1 in favor of the Lightning. Marchand fires a nice little late one on Bobrovsky. Wins the puck battle down low, though. Marchand to Kulikov across the Forsling. Swatted there by Vasilevsky. Another save there. Now Panthers are coming along here with the Marchand line. Kucherov gets hit by Forsling, and Marchand dumps his man to the bench. Mikkola in, fires a shot. Swatted away again by Vasilevsky. 13-4 now are the shots on net, but Tampa in full control of this hockey game. Here comes Gensel. Works his way in. Good hit there from Barkov on Gensel. Marchand flees it over to Kulikov, who tries to skate in. Big hit there on Kulikov by Moser. And here comes Braden Point. He's in. Scores! Hey, what do you say? Braden Point has made it 2-0 Tampa Bay.
This is not the start that the Panthers wanted, nor needed, nor can even afford. And this arena is shocked by the results of this first period. I'm stunned. And there's a look at Paul Maurice. He's just as stunned.
The Florida Panthers trail by 2 in a Game 5 situation.
It's just starting to look like the Washington and Columbus game, but Washington was fighting for their playoff live.
So now Holmberg has the puck for Tampa. They just keep coming.
I told you the sense of the vibe in the arena was different. I thought the team would come out a lot different. They've come out flat.
Poked away. Cernak is on it. Lead feed pass to Gonçalves is behind the D. Stopped there by Bobrovsky. Rebound. Another save by Bob. The Panthers just don't have anything going right now. A shot blocked by a Tampa Bay Lightning member. And now Lindell turns it over to McDonough, who fires a shot. Broken up there by Rodriguez. 5:20 to go here in the first period. Tampa Bay up 3-1 in the series. They're up 2-0 in this hockey game. Listerainen across to Rodriguez. Plays it over to Kulikov, and he tries to chip it over to Listerainen. This will be icing Florida. Sergei Bobrovsky, 1-2 on the series. Puck back to Kozer, turned away there by Listerainen. Back turned over to Point. Here's Gensel to Point, and he just missed the net. Back out in front to Kucherov, and one of the keys to victory that we mentioned in the pregame show for the Lightning, get the big boys going. Well, they're cooking here tonight. Covered there by Vasilevsky. 3:01 to go here in the first period. 2-0. The Bolts lead it. You're watching Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Playoffs on Flow Hockey and Twitch TV.
just your totally regular human. Psych! It's opposite day. I'm Brent Burns, totally not regular human / hair sports icon. If you have the urge to be totally not regular, then working out with Sasquatch is for you. Working out with Sasquatch is a high-intensity workout program specially designed for worker outers. Super special exercises to get. Increased strongness. More friends in life. Tiger-like reflexes. Super defense. And an all-around happy tummy. So if you like to stay in shape, but in a way more awesomer way, follow the plan and get with Jack Links. Jack Links Jerky, the protein snack pack packed with protein.
We're back here in Sunrise, Florida, where the Tampa Bay Lightning have stunned the Florida Panthers.
Well, on that commercial break, a lot of the team just likes to chill out. Not a lot of coaches use it as a timeout unless they need to. Everyone was looking at Paul Maurice, and he was shouting at all of them in the commercial break.
Perry now plays over to Moser, finds Point onto the stick of Gensel, makes a move, back to Point. Good save there by Bobrovsky. Forsling swats it in, and we're down to the final minute of play. Kachuk's line out on the ice. Johnny Gord on the puck, plays over to Braden Point again. He's been all over this game. Braden Point with a shot, saved there by Bobrovsky. Point slow to his feet after the Forsling hit. Finds Barkov, fires a wrist shot, saved there by Vassy, as Hedman will play it over to Radish, and that will be the first period. What a period indeed. The Tampa Bay Lightning have the Panthers backs against the wall. Well, now they have a 2-0 lead in the hockey game.
Oilers take care of business on home ice. Final score in this one, 4-1. And in the process, they stay alive and they force a Game 6 Thursday night back in Anaheim. Headbats for Connor Ingram. Only one goal allowed tonight. Pretty impressive considering that coming into this game, the Ducks had scored 3, 6, 7, and 4 over the first 4 games. Liam McHugh, Paul Bissonnette, Anson Carter, Coach Bruce Cassidy. A little bit less eventful than some of the previous games, but the big thing going into this one was game time decision. Connor McDavid didn't look like, well, it looks like they made the right decision, first off, and it didn't look like he was all that affected by the ankle that had been bothering him.
No, he played about 24 minutes, 78% in the face-off circle, and he was a threat whenever he touched the puck. That was missing from his game before. The skating is a big component of his game, and I don't think that was the issue tonight's game. I think we talked at 2 assists, could have had 5 points.
Yeah.
I mean, he was unbelievable, Biz, with the way he was able to see the ice, make plays, and stay out of harm's way.
Yeah, and I'm assuming this is the game where he gets his confidence moving forward as well. Like, that's huge, pick up a few points, and now it's really not the topic of conversation. I think another game time decision was Dickinson, who had an incredible game 1 where all of a sudden you get him back in lineup, so it obviously gives him a little bit more depth up the middle, maybe a reason and the opportunity to put the two-headed monster together, at least to start this game. You think that's a pretty accurate thing where...
Yeah, and I think listen, they've gone to that combination a lot. Obviously paid off. They got a nice lead early on. That builds your confidence. And I really liked Ingram as well. When you're up 3-0, you don't think about the goaltender that often. But I thought he was solid in there. And he needs confidence too, and they need to play well in front of him. It's a kind of a two-way street with the goaltending. So I thought that worked out really well for the Oilers too.
Yeah, on the other side of things, the Ducks, they pulled those style. They went to Husso. I mean, overall, do you feel better about the Oilers, not just because they won the game, because of how they won the game, that they didn't have to win this game 6-5, they didn't have to just outscore a team? Is this more Ingram defensively, a combination of both?
I would believe it was addressed in the locker room and with how they were playing. I thought they were opening things up quite a bit, especially last game going up 2-0. You think that they would give away from giving up odd man rushes and putting themselves in vulnerable situations, but I don't know, maybe a question for you, Coach. How hard is it, because they're so offensive and they're such a high pace they play with during the regular season, but now all of a sudden you get the playoffs and you're also playing against other teams who kind of possess that as well. So do you think it takes a few games for them to get adjusted to maybe playing that 2-1, 3-2 mentality?
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's our identity, right? They want to go, they want to attack, so it's hard to, you don't want to coach that out of them, but understanding time and score situations, a team, like I said, that's been to 2 finals, they get it. They know when they have to, bear down. I thought they did a good enough job of that tonight. Like I said, I thought the goaltender did bail them out when they didn't. You're going against a team that's dangerous offensively, so you could get burned if you start wanting to trade chances because they can stuff it in the net, Anaheim. They've proven that. So, but good on Edmonton to get it done. I mean, it's a series again now, and you get a win like this, and your top guys are going, your goaltender's making saves, your power play's dangerous. So, a good night all around for the Oilers.
Bruce Cassidy and the boys of the TNT panel, thank you very much. We have a second period awaiting us here in Sunrise, Florida, where the Florida Panthers need to come out like a shotgun out of a locker. And here comes Forsling, just like that, he's in! And a good save there by Vasilevsky. Tampa turned the puck over. Forsling back on it, Ekblad with a shot, good save there, Vasilevsky. Much better start. Here's Gensel now, sliding one down to Bob as he makes a little pad save, and Forsling driving this starting group here for the Panthers. Here's Barkov now, using his big body, works it behind the net. Reinhart gets on the loose puck. Reinhart to Forsling, fires a shot, glove save, Vasilevsky, as he'll hold on. See Vasilevsky's numbers, brought to you by NHL Ice IQ, as well as the centermen that are lining up for the faceoff. Mikula fires, tipped in front, saved there by Vasilevsky. Paul, pressured there by Reinhart. Good work there by the Panthers. This is what I'm talking about, getting the muck and grind areas. Shot from the point, stopped there by Bobrovsky as well. Paul turns it over. Here's Matthew Tkachuk, back door, and he's looking for Reinhart. Turned over again, this time just out of the zone, look out! Here's Gensel off the bench. Mikula's back with a big hit on Gensel. Shots immediately in favor of the Panthers. 19-12 in total. Here's Reinhart. Hold, spin, shoots! Saved there by Vasilevsky. Big hit there by Bennett. Another one along the wall. This one starts to get... Back to Verhaeghe. He'll kick it back. Plays over to Kucherov. Lost it there to Bennett. Bennett can't get it. Verhaeghe is there. Still battling away. As it's played back over to Hagel. Chipped into Sam Bennett's feet. Plays it over to Verhaeghe. Nice move. Pumps the brakes. Fires a shot. Saved there, Vasilevsky. Kucherov on it. Takes a hit there. McDonough will play it up over to Bjorkstrand. Swatted away. Good save there by Bobrovsky, and Verhaeghe has run it to Kulikov. Florida pouring on the pressure here in the second period. That's what they needed to do. Bennett with another shot. Saved by Vasilevsky. Good hit there, but they're calling it a penalty. They're going to call that a penalty on Brad Marchand. So when we return, the Tampa Bay Lightning to the power play for the third time in that hockey game. So the third power play of the game for Tampa Bay. After all that hard work that the Panthers did, they get called for a tough penalty, and Lindell will chip it down the ice. Johnny Gord, hit down low there by Sam Miskevich. Plays it on over to Bjorkstrand to find Taylor Radish. Back on to Corey Perry. Nice move, he's in! Great glove save, Bob! Ekblad sends it down the ice. Bjorkstrand intercepted that clearing. Plays up over to Radish, who dumps it in. Ekblad Tried to feed it back out front. Here's Paul! Great save, Bobrovsky! Point blank on Paul. Back to Darren Radish shot. Saved it by Bobrovsky again. Samoskevich now. A little soft dump into the Lightning zone as Florida gets the puck. Here's Listerine with a shot. Saved by Vasilevsky, excuse me. Kucherov moves around Kulikov, and Mikkola was there for the Panthers. Pokes it away, and now Bennett may have a chance. 2-on-1. Bennett sends it over. Listerine. Good save, Vasilevsky. Ryan with a backhand shot. Stopped by Vasi again. Kucherov to point. Good work here by the Panthers to kill off this power play. And another great chance by Tampa, but it's sent down the ice by the Panthers. Brad Marchand out of the box. Good work there by Bennett on the forecheck. Sam Bennett wanted a cross-check and penalty. He's not going to get one. Marchand. Mikkola holds. Escapes a hit. Plays into the middle of the Tkachuk, and he couldn't get a shot off. 7:30 to go. Big hit there by Ekblad. Barkov now on a loose puck. Here's Sasha Barkov. Good glove save. Tkachuk to Ekblad. Fires a shot and another glove save. Vasilevsky as he will hold on. The Panthers are coming. Good penalty kill. Lots of shots on net. But it's Sergei Bobrovsky still showing us why he's a Vezina caliber goaltender.
In the beginning, we had to make a choice. But what we didn't realize was how far we were willing to go.
It's me, Austin Matthews. Some of you might know me as a professional ice hockey player. Most of you probably know me for my mustache. Last year, I told you that I would sacrifice my mustache if I could raise $134,000 to support men's health. But that didn't happen. So what's going on, you ask? I spent the last 12 months curating this museum of the greatest mustache paraphernalia so that you would take me more seriously. What else is serious? Raising funds for mental health and suicide prevention, testicular and prostate cancer research. Help me raise $134,000 for November, and I promise I will shave this off, and you will not have to see my stash again. Until next year.
Oh, Austin, I miss you so much. Panthers trying to stay alive. Second period. 2-0 Bolts. Won by Barkov on the faceoff. Forsling, who's been an animal in this second period. 3 shots for Gustav Forsling. Here's Reinhart. Good save there by Vasilevsky. Gongalves now on the puck for Lightning. Sends it down. Did he gain red? Yes, he did. Forsling now. Plays it up to Tkachuk. Feeds it to Reinhart. Fans are starting to get anxious as that's offside. Tampa blue line.
Well, Colin, you asked if Gongalves got the red line, and he really didn't. He was about 2-3 steps behind. But sometimes the officials will give the guy the odd couple feet to keep the game playing, and not a lot of whistles. And we've had quite a bit here in the second period. Looks like the officials want to keep the game playing.
Good hit there at the Panther blue line. As shots are 23-22 in favor of the Lightning now. Listerine just sent one right over to the Tampa D, and here comes Brendan Hagel. Big hit on Hagel. Panthers starting to turn up the dial a little bit here in the second. Listerine now in. Holds, escapes a hit. Base move, drives the net, and a good save by Vasilevsky. Vasilevsky so good, and here comes Brendan Hagel in. Great defensive play by Utel Listerine. Rodriguez now on the puck. Fires a shot for the perimeter. Swatted away by Vasi. Played down low. Cernak has been a beast all series. Plays up over to Bjorkstrand. Finds Braden Point. Around Mikula. Now down low. A shot saved by by Bobrovsky, excuse me. Mikula, we're down to the final 12 seconds. Florida pressed here in the second. But Vasi has had the answers. Here's Lindau trying to fire a shot off. He couldn't. And that will finish the second period of play. Tough one for Florida as they pressed hard on the Tampa Bay Lightning, but that man, Andrei Vasilevsky, save after save, keeps it a 2-0 game.
Ken doesn't know everything, but he does know if you bundle your flights, cars, hotels, vacation rentals, you can save up to 30%.
Good, Horsey. Thanks, voice in the sky.
Expedia, the one place you go to go places.
I'm going to pick the Bruins. I think they've hung in there pretty good today. I'll take my old friend David Pastrnak. He's been good at times, a little quiet for him, but still around the play enough that I think he'll find a way to ricochet one in off a D-man in front and get a lucky one.
Pasta, congratulations. Great goal, great win. I have your old coach, Bruce Cassidy, here.
Attaboy, Pasta. You got me a steak dinner and a bottle of wine from these guys. Great call. So, seen it lots over the years, so good for you. So, you've played some of your best hockey in Buffalo. How are you going to take that back to Boston, a building that you've played really well in all year?
Yeah, obviously that was all our focus today, to get the win and bring the series back to Boston, because we all know what happened last game, and we were not happy, and that's doesn't explain our group that we were fighting the whole year for each other. So we wanted to bring the series back and prove our fans and get a win at home and bring it back here.
Pasta, it's Biz, incredible breakaway and goal to force this thing to 6. We've seen that, especially as Leafs fans, a few times before. Walk us through that goal, though, and how close did you think you were to being offside after it ended up going in?
Honestly, I turned to Zach on the bench and I said, we're going to get one this next shift, because that line before us, I think it was Lindy's line with Geeks with the big block, and they survived a huge push by Buffalo. And with Pav, we had a lot of chances. We felt like we could get one, so it was kind of funny. It worked out. But anyway, great hunt by Kuzi there, I think, on the blue line, turned it over for Hampus Lindholm, and then he fouled me back and put enough juice on it that I was able to stretch my left leg a little bit and keep my speed at the same time. And obviously had a couple breakaways this series, didn't go my way, so try this move and glad it worked out and stayed on side.
Pasta, Ace, congratulations, unreal, man. I want to take it one step further, talk about that goal. What were you saying to the Buffalo Sabres fans after you scored? Were you asking them for their address to send Christmas cards? Like, what exactly were you asking them? Or saying to them?
I mean, they were all flipping me off, so I was just telling them we're going to come back here.
You gotta love that when they're all flipping you off and you score the OT winner. Here we go. Third period in Sunrise. Bob, we are 2 periods down in game 5. Florida had the push in period number 2.
Yeah, I thought that was how I thought Florida was going to come out in period number 1. And I'm sure Paul Maurice is very upset that they didn't. But everything to take away from that period, but one thing that we are not. Oh, look out! Here's Barkov! Save rebound, they score! Andrei Vasilevsky had the save, but it's Matthew Tkachuk's 4th goal of the postseason. Pulls the Cats back in it. 2-1 hockey game. Oh, you get it on the forecheck. You battle, you win a loose puck. Here's the shot. What a save by Vasilevsky. No one picks up the highest goal scorer in this series, Matthew Tkachuk, who's on the doorstep again. And a beautiful little puck retrieval by Tkachuk buries it in the empty net. Matthew Tkachuk now tied for the lead in the postseason for goals. the highest goal scorer of this series, has dragged his team back in the fight.
Here's Braden Point now, looking for the answer for Tampa. So a 2-1 lead here in the hockey game. Here's Point, works his way in, stopped by Bob, and the Panthers will calm everything down, but their fans are not. The fans want another one. Here's Gensel, turned over by Barkov, and the Panthers will regroup.
What I was going to say on that breakdown of the second was, one thing to take away from that period was Vasilevsky's play, and he looked dialed in. He made a great save, couldn't make the third save in that sequence.
Barkov, back to the goal scorer Matthew Tkachuk. Down low to his line mate Barkov. Into the slot to Reinhart, spins off a check. Good save, Vasilevsky.
Gustav Forsling has been a tank all game long. Probably the Panthers' best player on the ice. 6 hits, 4 shots alone in the second period. Talk about trying to drag a team back in it. Way to go, Gustav Forsling.
A guy that just has an unlimited amount of tenacity and speed. His motor just keeps going. Jones sends one down to the corner. McDonough won the race. And Bjorkstrand trying to feed it in the middle. Great stick by the veteran Brad Marchand. Marchand into the middle to Seth Jones. Here comes Jones into the backhand. Save Vasilevsky. Sergei Bobrovsky keeping his team in it with a couple of big saves here in the third period after the Panthers score a goal. But all game long, he's been tight in the crease, making save after save.
After that second goal, Bob's really dialed it in. That's what you want for the Florida Panthers.
Will we see handshakes? Or will we head back to Tampa Bay? Bennett wins the faceoff. It's played over to Bolinskis. He got pressure from Hagel on him. Nice move into the slot, and a great chance there by Bolinskis. But here comes Bjorkstrand the other way. He's got Kulikov on him. Good blocker save there by Bobrovsky. Good work by Marchand to switch the pace of play. Here's Sam Bennett, tripped up. Power play to the Panthers.
Great work there by the Florida Panthers,
as they will get an opportunity to head to the power play. Great work by Tampa Bay to try to battle back, but they take a bad penalty. Panthers are 1 for 2 on their power plays. Here we get 50%. Face-off won by Barkov. Ekblad sets it up. Tkachuk to Ekblad, and the puck goes outside the blue line. Power play brought to you by NHL 26. Trust me, it's a fun game. You can hear them yelling at the bench for Florida trying to break this puck inside. Reinhart stops up. He's at the end of his shift on this power play. Feeds it across to Barkov. Down low, Jones! Good save. Vasilevsky. Minute 16 to go on the clock. Ekblad steers off of a check. Lost it as he was trying to make a cross-ice pass. And now Tampa will get the puck outside the zone. Yanni Gourde in. It scores! Short-handed goal! Yanni Gourde! His first of the playoffs! It's a massive goal for the Lightning! They regain their 2-goal lead!
How did this puck go in? Massive hit through the 5-hole of Bobrovsky. This is just a weak shot on net. Bob is not ready, and the commentator curse strikes again. A tough goal for the Panthers to give up as they fight their way back within 1. Now they're down by 2 again.
They have a power play still to try to get back within 1. Now a turnover. Here's Paulie chipping it away down in the corner. Forsling and Paul battle. 40 seconds. Bennett gets a breather from the goal. Forsling turned it over, and now here comes Corey Perry now in. Perry, short-handed, hit by Forsling. Played away by Paul. Perry on the rebound. Broken up there by Lindell. 14 seconds to go on this Panther power play. Forsling, Marchand, fire save. Vasilevsky. Lindell jumps on the loose puck up top. Here's a shot. Forsling, save, rebound. Marchand on the doorstep, and it just missed. Couple of good chances there by the Panthers. Verhaeghe tried to feed it across, broken up there. And now Corey Perry has Forsling on him. Another good hit by Gustav Forsling. Verhaeghe, Forsling, broken up by Radish. 8 minutes to go in the period, and possibly the Panthers season. The defending Stanley Cup champions trying to go for the three-peat, but they have a hard task this game and this series. Here's Matthew Tkachuk. He's got the only goal for Florida as he fires that one high and wide. Walensky is off the bench, takes a hit. 7:18 to go in the third period. Reinhart to Kulikov. He's pressured by McDonough. And now it's played up over to Matthew Tkachuk. Into the middle of Luosterainen. Holds, fires a shot. Good play there by Paul to get back. Paul steered aside. Matthew Tkachuk now. 5:56 to go in the period. Aerial on the wall. Plays over to Radish. Big hit there by Matthew Tkachuk on Corey Perry. Here's Darren Radish making a move into the inside. Hit by A.J. Greer. Luosterainen on it. Tkachuk has got the puck, and there goes Bob to the bench. 4 minutes to go. Luosterainen now drops it back to Mikkola. One more to Barkov off the bench. Barkov, Mikkola, Jones. Mikkola shoots. Saved there by Vasilevsky. Greer on the loose puck. Kicks it back to Luosterainen. Good work there by Tampa to try to win a board battle. They can't. And now it's played over to Mikkola. Kept in by the Panthers. Mikkola to Jones. Erod to Jones. Holds, fire, save, Vasilevsky. 2-1. Tampa leads it. We're going to get a timeout here for the Panthers. So they'll get the big boys out on the ice. As Paul Maurice talks to his team here. Gut check time for Florida. Down 3-1 in the series. Down 3-1 in Game 5. Tampa wins the draw. They're hit along the wall. Hagel has got an empty net. He tries to shoot for it and he misses. Now another chance here by Paul off the post. Another chance blocked. Here's another chance. They missed the net. One more chance. They can't get it. Now they do. J.J. Moser gets his second goal of the series. And this might have put the defending Stanley Cup champions away.
Well, they missed the net about 3 times. But the reaction on the Tampa Bay Lightning bench is incredible. The Panthers, who had home ice, finished second in the Atlantic, didn't have it this year.
Reinhart battles in deep. As Paul Maurice will let the big boys play this out. 4-1 is the score in Game 5. Here's Bjorkstrand in on Bob, who makes the stop. Down to the final minute of play. Florida will ice this. Tampa looks like they will have a date with the Buffalo Sabres in round 2.
What a series that will be.
Face-off 1. A shot by Gensel. Stopped by Bobrovsky. Another shot saved by Bob. Florida Panthers made it to the postseason in our simulation. But same result. New Stanley Cup champion to be awarded here in our simulation. Played away. Reinhart now on the puck. Feeds it across. Will whip it around the net. Brad Marchand as that puck slides down in 4 seconds for the Florida Panther fans. as the Tampa Bay Lightning come into Florida and take the series in 5 games. The defending Stanley Cup champions couldn't push through as the Tampa Bay Lightning upset Florida in round 1.
It was a tough series, the Battle of Florida, and now we get to see the handshakes of 2 hard-fought teams. As the fan base will cheer for their Panthers one last time before they exit the ice service. 2 Stanley Cup champion teams back-to-back couldn't get the job done in the 3rd year, as Tampa Bay just had too much juice in their body for game number 5. What a series as it ends in 5. The Florida Panthers will no longer have the reign of Stanley Cup champions by their name next season as the Tampa Bay Lightning eliminate them in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Thanks for watching here tonight. Lots of hockey still left to play. Anaheim and Vegas take each other on for a Game 5. Dallas, Colorado take each other on for Game 5. Anaheim leading their series and Dallas leading theirs. Well, that's pretty much it for the Florida Panthers season, as they will do a locker room clear-out. But it is the Tampa Bay Lightning versus the Buffalo Sabres in the East semifinals matchup number 1. We still await the winner of Columbus and Washington and New York and Toronto, as both of those are headed to a Game 6. On the other side of the bracket, Dallas and Colorado. Will we find who plays Utah tonight? Will it be the Stars, or will the Avs force a Game 6 back in Colorado? The Anaheim Ducks, 3-1 lead over the Vegas Golden Knights. Will we find out a winner tonight, or will we have a Game 6? And on the other hand, tomorrow, the St. Louis Blues and the Seattle Kraken. Will we have Game 7 back in Seattle, or will the St. Louis Blues take it at home in St. Louis? Thanks for watching. You've been watching the Stanley Cup Playoffs on Flow Hockey and Twitch TV. Enjoy your time off, everyone, because we have Dallas and Colorado later tonight. And following that game is the late game between the Anaheim Ducks and the Vegas Golden Knights.